let's get into this draft phase then, Zoya. Maybe we can start this one off with some reasonable picks. We see Stitches Arthas Band. Stitches Arthas Band, really, really usual. We see that Tychus first pick, and then Team Tempest follows up with a double pick Uther Zeratul. So everything looks really normal here.
Absolutely.
Team Symbiote follows up with Tastar Rhaegar. Now we see the Odin Archon Rhaegar comp.
Yeah, this is already scary.
Yeah, that is a really scary place to be for Tempest. I mean, they've picked Uther, Zeratul, Witch Doctor, Diablo, Raynor. I feel like Tempest is banking so hard on a successful Void Prison into Apocalypse to even have a hope of a slim chance of beating the Odin Archon Bloodlust composition in a fight.
They have a lot of disengage, you know, with the Void Prism, with the Apocalypse, like you said, and then the Uther Divine Storm. As long as they can disengage properly, they have a chance, but it's still SMG rocking the Odin Archon Bloodlust. It's going to be tough. It's in the final picks, you know, we see the Tyrael Sonya for SMG.
Yeah.
That's just even more...
Both of those fantastic with Bloodlust too, by the way.
Yeah. Like, there's so much hard engage followed by just insane damage. SMG's got the scariest, like, it's just like one of the ideal, like, if you can make whatever team you want, this is like what you do to Pub Stomp, where you just want to, like, destroy people as hard as you can. This comp right here, and they got it. Yeah. That's pretty scary.
Well, I guess let's get into game and see if Tempest has what it takes to defeat the mountain of a team sitting on the mountain of a draft phase.
Yep.
Here we have on the blue side in 3 seconds. Oh, are you good to go, Zoe?
Oh,
5
I'm good,
seconds,
man.
Normal speed, everything ready?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. This train's gonna get a rolling in about 3 seconds then. 3, 2, 1, and we've got Nightmare on the Witch Doctor, Pythix on the Zeratul, Toe Gemineral on that Diablo, Treble, Rocket Uther, and Pelion on that Raynor.
And for Team Symbiote Gaming, we have Archimon on Tychus, Dreadnought on Tyrael, Mad Timmy on Rhaegar, Soldier on Barbarian, and where is that Dreadnought guy? Oh wait, I said Dreadnought, I'm sorry. And then we have KO on Tassadar.
There we go.
Names stacking up, guys, sorry.
Yeah, you know, they get all nice and cozy in there. Soldier actually not mounted. He wants to spam Shot of Fury right at the start of the game and then mount it immediately. So if you're on your mount and you press Shot of Fury, you get dismounted. There's a cooldown before you can actually reactivate your mount. So Soldier, really clever to actually not be mounted at all there going in, just to make sure that he can mount up and be as close to his team as possible. And game sounds appear to be real loud. If we could get just a second, Zoya, to pause this one. I'm at 58 seconds.
Done.
Game sounds... This replay is like 70% louder than the last one for whatever reason. Same volume number. Anyway, let's get back in here. I'm going to unpause at 1 minute in about 3, 2, 1, and here we go. We see both teams kind of skirmished over the watchtower, but nobody got a kill, nobody got an objective here. Just a little bit of posturing, and both teams shoving out waves.
You know, we immediately saw the Tychus go bottom just to control that lane. We have a Tychus versus Raynor bottom lane right now. Well, what are your thoughts on that matchup? Actually, we have engagement up top. Soldier going straight onto Treble. Dreadnought falling up behind as well. And doesn't look like anything's going to come of that. So back to the question.
Yeah, Uther walks away. Nothing interesting to see here, boys. Tychus versus Raynor, though. That's a matchup I don't think either one is going to kill the other, because both can just kind of stand far back and not be in a ton of risk. They don't really have ways to super hard engage. Now, Raynor is at a disadvantage if he lets Tychus in close and doesn't manage to knock him back, especially if Tychus has overkill up, and Raynor doesn't manage to interrupt that with his Q penetrating rounds. He's going to have a really difficult time, and he's going to get harassed out of lane. So that's what we have to look for in this bottom lane, if Arthelon can manage to get the overkill on the Raynor and not get hit by the penetrating rounds to interrupt it.
I don't know if he's talking about this overlay, but Patrick's saying to shrink the overlay. I don't know if he means...
He's totally right. I got it.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Zoya, for your help. The overlay hides the kills sometimes. Alpha. So alpha.
So alpha. It happens though. It happens though. We're getting there, guys. Once this is in beta, our cast will be in beta. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
We do see SMG takes Giants in the bottom right.
Yeah, so both teams actually pulling back and taking their bottom side Giants. SMG a little bit ahead of the Tempest lineup. totally okay. Like, the giant timing, it's not that critical. In fact, Tempest's giants are going to end up behind the gate, probably, killing the wave, which is going to be really fortunate for them. If the timing works out, it's going to be really close here. They might step out of the gate. Oh, they're right on top of the gate, which isn't the best positioning for the giants because now the enemy team's ogres are actually getting some damage on them. So Pelion going to knock them in and make sure that they go down to the towers. But while he was doing that, Symbiote snags the first turn in.
Yeah, and Fort hasn't taken enough damage to where it will secure the kill. Though if they push into it, they can easily take that off later. But yep, the first one is a pretty big deal. And we'll have to see if they can keep that momentum going. Both teams not really engaging to a fight just yet. We haven't seen really, like, even skirmishing, we're not seeing much of that.
Yeah, both teams playing a really non-confrontational style. We've seen a lot of mercenaries taken. Tempest took their knights. Symbiote took the bottom side knights. Now that is an advantage to Symbiote. They took the riskier knights and they did it successfully without losing anyone. So now they get to go back and take the really safe knight camp on their side of the map for free. And there's nothing the Tempest can do about that. So now they're stuck defending bottom, and then they're going to have an even matchup with the knights up top. So Symbiote's looking out to come out a little bit ahead in this early game, but not by an overwhelming amount.
Yeah. And that's a good thing right now. I mean, you can't fall behind against this composition that SMG has.
Oh yeah,
It is just brutal.
If the Odin Archon Bloodlust composition, if that composition is ahead, it's absolutely unbeatable probably. If they manage to always get engages on your base, like I was talking about earlier, it's so hard to deal with. But yeah, Soldier kind of checking into a brush there, but Barbarian has too much health for Pindix on that Zeratul in trouble on the Uther to really take down. And Arthalon getting threatened a bit up here, trying to shove with his Knight Camp. He's going to be okay too, just getting some harass damage on this building with that melting point. Quarterback.
Dreadnought's doing an excellent job of controlling camps. He's already floating 7 coins on them right now. Going straight for a turn, and it looks like, just to make sure those are sitting there. Puts them 5 away from a second pirate ship. They did take the middle fort, so that's a big advantage for them. It is currently 9 to 11, or 9 to 8 on the levels. And with this composition they had, as soon as they hit 10, if they engage, which SMG is really good at finding those timings that fit for them, I mean, it's going to be bad.
Arthalon gets caught out a bit in that top lane, but it's not enough to take him down. He running guns out of there with just under a few hundred health, and now this second bombardment is going. It's not going to kill the top fort on its own, but what it will do is prime it for taking, which means that if Symbiote can group up and push that, they'll have an easy time getting the fort and hitting 10, maybe hitting 10 before that. But instead of going up to that top side, looks like Symbiote's gathering a lot of people near the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, it's looks like they're just camping the turn and maybe trying to prevent the other turn from happening. This is such a weird game. We haven't seen, like, even like there's been 1 or 2 small skirmishes where like someone gets kind of caught and they live, but that's it.
Yeah, and now Mad Timmy channeling a turn in of 4 coins. I guess they just don't want to even risk carrying coins, but now we see, oh man, Pelion getting caught out by that judgment. He was close to the creep wave. He felt like he was safe, but the Tyrael engage is just so difficult to live through. And now we see a level 11 Symbiote playing against level 9 Tempest, and they're going to take this fort no matter what. There's no way that Tempest can defend this. They need to pull back away from this fort, let them have it, and try and secure level 10 elsewhere on the map.
Did you know that if you press tab and go to talents, you can see the cooldown on heroics?
I did know that is new in the game, so
that is cool.
Yeah, Judgment actually on cooldown for 30 more seconds. It's the only heroic on cooldown, and we see the Void Prison, Ravenous Spirit, Apocalypse, Divine Storm, everything we would expect to see out of this Tempest team, entirely normal ultimates, and the exact same thing out of the Symbiote team. So neither team making a surprise ultimate pick. This is going to be a straight up fight. Who can do better? Void Prison into Wombo combo, or Bloodlust and press attack move?
I mean, at this point, it doesn't even feel that SMG has to really engage, but they're going to be doing a big gank here. Trojan Emerald immediately goes in, Apocalypse goes down, going to hit only one person. Arthalon is getting caught pretty low. Will they be able to burst it down before the Odin? No, the Odin does go off. The Void Prison is pretty sick there. Dreadnought going to barely escape. No, he does end up falling way up there. Arthalon's immediately using that Odin. Will he end up living? Treble's going for the chase so hard. Soldier and KO doing a lot of damage in the back. Trojan Emerald and Treble have to back off. Mad Timmy going for the chase right now. Will the slow be enough? And looks like that was a 2-for-1. I can't believe Tychus lived.
Yeah, that was actually a 3-for-1. The Uther Ghost is about to go down
there
and
it is.
finish that up. So Team Tempest lost 3 people, and SMG only lost 1, and it was Tyrael, who didn't lose any coins. He had only 2 on him, and that Tychus has some really good healer friends. Man, to me and
Yeah,
Kyle
no doubt.
both shielding and healing Tychus, so he somehow manages to live, even though he got caught as the first target of the team fight, and like the Apocalypse come down, he got hit by that. He gets the Odin at the last possible second and then just survives. So really
clutch.
saves.
Yeah, that was crazy. I thought that Clairvoyant, or excuse me, Tempest was going to take that fight. It just looked so bad from the start for SMG. Everyone was so low.
Yeah, but that's the thing with the Bloodlust composition with the Odin Archon. They have absurd sustained damage and very low front-loaded damage. So the fight can look bad for them, but if they just get to sit there and keep auto-attacking, oh, that thing's going to turn around. And we saw that exactly happen to Team Tempest. Like, the fight, they probably thought the fight was going well too. We thought it was going well for them. They front-loaded a lot of damage, a lot of impact on the enemy team. But the Odin and the Archon both up, getting bloodlusted. It's just really hard to win that team fight.
Yep. 30 seconds on Blood Rush right now. Everything but Apocalypse is up for Tempest, but that's just about to be up, so the engagement should happen sometimes, or both teams are ready to engage anytime now. If we take a look at the coins, 4 more coins for SMG to have their 3rd turn in. Oh, Archon getting caught down here. Treble and Tojamaro going in on him. Nice grenade and dash away to, he sent, wow, I mean, that's insane. He sent both the players in the perfect direction to where he'd be able to dash away and not get follow-up stunned.
Yeah, absolutely. That was really important there. He didn't go down. It's really important to maintain a strong 5-man cohesive unit when you have this composition, because your ultimates are really reliant on all being used at the same time. So if one of your people gets picked off, and then maybe they pick off another person later, like, it's hard to bring that team fight power into existence if you're constantly losing people one at a time. For reference, Zoya, I'm at 940 right now. Where are you at?
I'm like 2 seconds behind. I'm catching up though, don't worry.
Alright, just a little worrying there. Just gotta make sure the technical alpha, the replays, sometimes they desync, guys. We gotta just check up on that every once in a while. So we see Team Tempest kind of positioning on this top side. Are they threatening a Grave Golem? Because they're just gonna have to deal with these Knights, and they can't take the Symbiote in a fight here, I don't think.
Yeah, this is, it's level 15, level 13, both have the same talents, but if SMG can get 16, that's a huge advantage. And Treble going for a stun on Soldier here. Toja Emerald going straight in on Archon. He does dash away. We haven't seen that Bloodlust just yet. Pythix, there comes the Archon. Where is the Odin? We haven't seen the Bloodlust going straight for Nightmare. There's the Apocalypse and the Void Prism, but the Void Prism overlaps a lot with the stun here. Huge Uther stun. Will it be enough, though? Bloodlust is down. The String Break does go onto Archon. Will he be back there? He is. Huge Archon now and a huge wipe. It looks like everyone's going to go down. There we go. The cast aside, able to secure the kill on Pelion. 5-0 in favor of SMG.
Yeah, and that was just an example. When you're playing the Wombo Combo composition, it's so much harder to be the team that needs to hit all their ultimates in the right order than it is to be the team that just presses Odin, Archon, Bloodlust, and attack moves at you. Honestly, once you get to this phase where Team Symbiote is ahead, they've got an overwhelming team fight advantage unless Team Tempest makes a really, really clutch play. It's going to be really hard for them to lose the game at this point. They take this golem for free. Tempest can't get there in time to contest it. They have a whole bunch of coins, and Tempest's one hope is that Symbiote takes a bad fight and loses a lot of coins and somehow allows Tempest to clean up the 4-fort advantage that Team Symbiote has.
I mean, SMG is just leaving nothing to chance. They're immediately taking out that Witch Doctor. If you look at his damage down, he's the lowest in the game, even below all the supports, because the moment the fight happens, they are shutting him down, killing him, and preventing that heroic from doing any damage at all. They're leaving nothing up to chance. You know, you might think like, well, maybe we'll go for the Rainer, or maybe this Diablo's over. No, they go for Witch Doctor at the start of every fight to prevent that from happening. And
yeah, the Tyrael Barb dive, so strong here against Witch Doctor, and even though Team Tempest has some of the components that would deny that, they have the Uther Stun and the Apocalypse and the Void Prison, but it's not coming out the way they need it to save the Witch Doctor, and that's costing them a lot.
Unfortunately, kills are 9-1 right now in favor of SMG, level 17 to level 14, so they have that level 16 talent advantage. And it looks like they're prompt to push bottom lane. They just got the Siege Giants. They left a coin behind. You know, SMG's like, you know what? Let's just, you know, YOLO push right now. We don't need that one coin. Maybe use it as bait later on. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't think they had a plan for it. I think they just missed it on the ground there. I don't see an Illidan though. No
Mistakes from SMG.
Yeah, well, you know, they got a little complacent. They're okay leaving a coin behind. Either way, they're just taking down the front of this tower, and
all heroics are up.
Tempest in a rough spot. Let's see if they can defend. Maybe use this narrow choke to try and get the wombo combo to land. SMG doing a good job of only keeping 2 or 3 people in any position, though. You can see by their positioning, they're keeping Soldier way behind, they're keeping Kaio behind, and that's so that even if the Void Prison comes down, Tempest cannot get the big 5-man engage that they need. Oh, here's a 3-man Void Prison. Will the combo be enough? Barb leaps in, doesn't deny the Apocalypse, but he does deny the Void Prison dropping, and that is going to be very bad for Tempest. Soldier starts to get focused down, but he makes his way out. Meanwhile, the Bloodlust Odin Archon gets popped, and they just clean house on this Tempest team.
Even with Soldier leaping straight into that fight to try and interrupt it, he immediately saw right when Witch Doctor ulted, and that thing was stunned with the spear within like a second and a half. Like, it was so fast, the reaction there. And here we go with the Bloodlust Archon cleaning up this fort. It looks like SMG going to be taking another victory today.
Yep, that gonna be a win for Symbiote, and that was a really commanding game. I mean, they got ahead and they did not relent.